respected audience, and everyone present through this video today. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, where does the oxygen we breathe every single second actually come from? We inhale and exhale without thinking twice, assuming it'll always be there. However, behind every breath we take lies a powerful natural system that we often ignore: our forests. Forests are often seen as nothing more than beautiful scenery. We visit them, take pictures, and admire their beauty, yet we rarely stop to understand their true value. In reality, forests are far more than landscapes. They are the lungs of the earth, working silently every moment to sustain life on a global scale. They regulate climate, produce oxygen, store massive amounts of carbon, and provide shelter for millions of species, according to environmental studies. Forests cover about 31% of Earth's land area, yet they support over 80% of terrestrial biodiversity. Despite this, millions of hectares of forest are lost every single year due to logging, agriculture, industrial expansion. As a result, what we are losing is not just trees, but a whole system that keeps us alive. Therefore, protecting these forests is not optional. It is essential for our survival. Forests play a critical role in regulating the Earth's climate and supporting life. Trees absorb the carbon dioxide, a major greenhouse gas that releases oxygen, maintaining the balance of gases necessary for all living organisms. Because of this, forests act as a natural climate stabilizer. In addition, they influence the water cycle by releasing water vapor into the atmosphere, which helps us form clouds and control rainfall patterns. Without forests, rainfall becomes unpredictable, leading to severe droughts in some regions and devastating floods in others. Moreover, forests protect the soil by preventing erosion, ensuring that the land remains fertile and stable for agriculture. For example, in areas where deforestation has occurred, landslides and soil degradation have become more common, directly affecting food production and human safety. Not only that, forests are home to countless species, from insects to large mammals, making one of the richest ecosystems on Earth. In other words, when forests disappear, entire ecosystems collapse. Consequently, the loss of forests weakens the very system that support life on this planet. However, deforestation is rapidly accelerating climate change. When trees are cut down or burned, the carbon stored within them is released back into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. This significantly increases greenhouse gas levels, making global warming worse. At the same time, fewer trees remain to absorb carbon dioxide, creating a dangerous cycle. As a result, we are already experiencing rising global temperatures, melting ice caps, and more extreme weather events. For instance, stronger storms, longer droughts, and more intense floods are affecting millions of people worldwide. Climate change is no longer a distant threat. It is happening now, and we are all feeling its impact. Therefore, protecting existing forests and restoring damaged ones through reforestation is one of the most effective solutions we have. Studies show that reforestation could reduce a significant portion of global carbon emissions. In other words, planting trees is not just helpful, it is powerful. In conclusion, forests are not simply resources to be used endlessly. They are life support systems that sustain our planet. They regulate our climate, protect biodiversity, and maintain the balance of nature. The destruction of forests is not just an environmental issue, it is a direct threat to humanity's future. We cannot afford to ignore this crisis any longer. Governments must reinforce stronger policies. Companies must adopt sustainable practices. We as individuals must take responsibilities for our actions. Every tree protected, every forest restored is a step towards a safer future. The question is no longer why we should act, but how fast are we willing to act? Because the decisions we make today will echo for generations to come. Let us not be remembered as a generation that stood by and watched, but as a generation that chose to protect, restore, and fight for the earth. Thank you.